Ginger is one of those ingredients that feels incredibly familiar. It shows up in tea when you're sick, in stir-fries when you want warmth, in cookies during the holidays, and in sushi as those pale pink slices on the side. Most of us know its taste instantly, sharp, spicy, and slightly sweet. But despite how common it is, ginger is often misunderstood. We call it a root, but is it really one? Why does it burn without being a chili? How did it become both a kitchen staple and a medicine across so many cultures? Today, we're peeling back the layers, literally and figuratively, to answer one simple question. What exactly is ginger? And why has it stayed relevant for thousands of years while countless other plants faded into obscurity? Let's get into it, right here, on History of Simple Things. Let's start with a small but important correction. Ginger isn't technically a root. What you're holding in your hand is a rhizome, a thick underground stem that grows horizontally beneath the soil. Unlike roots, rhizomes store energy and can sprout new shoots. That's why when you plant a piece of ginger, it doesn't grow downward like a carrot. It spreads sideways, sending up leafy green stalks above ground. This growth pattern is one reason ginger has been so easy to cultivate and spread across the world. Above the soil, the ginger plant looks surprisingly elegant. It has long, narrow leaves and can even produce flowers. But it's the knobby, aromatic rhizome underground that humans fell in love with and kept replanting again and again. Ginger's story begins in Southeast Asia, where it has been cultivated for over 5,000 years. Long before global trade routes existed, people were already using ginger for flavor, digestion, and healing. From Asia, ginger traveled fast. Ancient traders carried it along spice routes to India, China, the Middle East, and eventually Europe. By the time the Roman Empire was at its peak, ginger was already a prized import. Expensive, exotic, and highly valued. What's remarkable is that ginger didn't just stay a luxury spice. Over time, it became deeply woven into everyday cooking across cultures, from Indian curries and Chinese stir-fries to Caribbean drinks and European baked goods. Few plants have managed to feel both ancient and modern at the same time. Ginger's signature heat doesn't come from capsaicin, like chili peppers. Instead, it comes from natural compounds called gingerols. Gingerols create that warming, slightly burning sensation on your tongue. But here's where it gets interesting. When ginger is cooked or dried, gingerols break down into other compounds like shogales, which are even spicier. That's why dried ginger often tastes hotter than fresh ginger. This chemical shift is also why fresh ginger tastes brighter and more citrusy, while dried ginger feels deeper, sharper, and more intense. Same plant, different chemistry, different experience. Fresh ginger is juicy, fibrous, and aromatic. It's commonly used in savory dishes, teas, and marinades. It adds warmth without overwhelming other flavors, especially when sliced or grated finely. Dried ginger, on the other hand, is concentrated. The moisture is gone, the heat is amplified, and the flavor becomes more earthy and spicy. This is the version used in gingerbread, spice mixes, and baked goods. Neither is better. They simply serve different purposes. Fresh ginger brings brightness and bite, while dried ginger brings depth and heat. Understanding this difference is key to using ginger intentionally rather than randomly tossing it into recipes. Before ginger became a flavor, it was a remedy. Traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and many indigenous healing systems treated ginger as a warming, balancing ingredient. It was used to calm upset stomachs, reduce nausea, improve circulation, and fight cold symptoms. Even today, modern science supports many of these uses. Ginger is known to help with digestion, motion sickness, and inflammation. But what's fascinating is how ancient cultures figured this out without lab equipment, simply through observation and experience over generations. Ginger wasn't just eaten when food tasted bland. It was consumed with intention, often brewed into teas or chewed raw, despite its intensity. Have you ever noticed that ginger seems to warm your body from the inside out? That's not just a metaphor. Ginger stimulates blood flow and triggers heat receptors in the mouth and stomach. This creates the sensation of warmth, even though the temperature of the food itself hasn't changed. This is why ginger is often associated with comfort during cold weather or illness. It doesn't cool like mint or burn like chili. It radiates. That unique sensation is part of why ginger feels soothing rather than aggressive. Ginger plays well with others because it doesn't dominate. It enhances. It cuts through fat, balances sweetness, and adds depth to bland ingredients. That's why it works equally well with meat, vegetables, sugar, and even chocolate. Its sharpness wakes up the palate, while its natural sweetness keeps it from feeling harsh. This balancing act is what makes ginger a background hero rather than a spotlight hog. Today, ginger has gone through a bit of a rebrand. You'll find it in wellness shots, capsules, smoothies, and detox drinks. While some of these products exaggerate claims, they're rooted in real properties that ginger has always had. What's changed isn't ginger, it's how we package it. Thousands of years ago, people chewed it raw. Now we sell it in tiny bottles with bold labels, same rhizome, different marketing. Ginger is a rhizome that humans have relied on for flavor, warmth, and healing for millennia. It's not just a spice or a remedy, it's a bridge between food and medicine, tradition and modern science. The next time you slice into a piece of ginger, you're not just cooking, you're participating in one of the longest, most global food stories in human history. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.